What's going on, DFS Trash Talkers? I'm your girl, Nita Rodriguez. Thank you for tuning back in to another episode of NFL Under the Radar Plays of the Week. And yeah, last week we did all right. We had Geno Smith, we had J.K. Dobbins or Brandon Robinson Jr., and then we also had DK Metcalf, who did pretty well. Outside of Geno Smith not, having the ceiling game that he should have had versus this Rams new looking rookie defense, outside of Aaron Donald being the only one with the highest PFF grade, defensive grade on that team coming back, they did not do well like we would have hoped, especially for their type of ownership that they had, which is all good. But J.K. Dobbins, before he got hurt, he got a touchdown, and then all of a sudden, that injury resulted in Justice Hill getting those other two touchdowns that probably would have been J.K. Dobbins. We did see DK Metcalf get his touchdowns. Geno was looking for him, but he just had a poor game the whole series. So we're going to move on from week one and going to hope like heck we get it right for, week two. Again, GPP plays, tournament plays only. I do not play cash. So make sure you understand that when building your lineups, all right? I know I'm not going to pick everybody's favorite player. Don't worry about it. If you feel like that player is the right player to play, go with your gut, all right? Scared money don't make money. So these are all risky plays that we're choosing right now. So our first under-the-radar player of the day is we're going to go with Brock Purdy. All right, I'm not hopping on the Brock Purdy train after last week because he was middle of the pack last week. He wasn't even one of the top scoring QBs. But this week he has a chance to face that same Rams defense that Geno Smith couldn't take advantage of. All right, and I really like Brock Purdy this week. All right, 5,700, 3.4%, projected for 3.4% versus the Rams. Third highest total this week. So if he likes to throw like we think he likes to throw, then I suggest we take advantage of that. All right, especially at a 5,700 price tag. Rams are giving up the second most fantasy points to QBs in the air, and they're second to dead last in defense. Brock Purdy is only 3% optimal, but that's good because if he goes off, nobody's really going to have him. And those 3% optimal lineups are going to be what takes everything down, right? He has an 8.8% smash rate. And I really like that as well because that's telling me he has at least up to an 8% or 9% chance of like paying off or smashing his $5,700 tag. All right. Our second under the radar player of the week is going to be Brandon Ayuk. We're going to pair him with Brandon Ayuk. And you would think after last week's performance that Brandon Ayuk would be like massively owned. But because of the way he got priced up, he's 5,800 this week. And I think that's only like a $900 increase on DraftKings. But he only projects 7.25% ownership in tournaments. And I think that's still low. All right. Our goal is to find those gems under the radar plays that are still too cheap for their production and play them in these high stake tournaments. Right. He's facing a defense, again, giving up the second most fantasy points to wide receivers. Also the second highest scoring game, third highest scoring game on the slate. Was the second highest scoring wide receiver last week for week one outside of Tyreek Hill. And the Rams' best defender is Kobe Durant. And Kobe Durant has a respectable 63 defensive grade rating on PFF. So I don't take anything away from him. But offensively, Brandon Ayuk should definitely eat on the Rams this week. So I think you just stack them together and make as many combinations as you can with those two and put them in the tournaments. Our last and final under the radar play of the week is going to go to Derrick Henry. Now, Derrick Henry, 7,400. He's projected to be 8.8% owned, facing the Chargers, who just faced Miami last week in a shootout. So I really like him this week. I feel like if Tennessee wants to stay in the game, then they're going to have to go to one of their best players on the team. And one of their best players is Derrick Henry, no matter how you look at it, who's on that team, whether it be Hopkins or whomever. I just feel like he is like the staple of that team, right? The Chargers give up the sixth most fantasy points on the ground. And if Tennessee wants to stay in it, they'll just go ahead and give it to him. Let him run. He has that 2 to 3 touchdown upside that we're looking for this week. So I think we take advantage of that and ride that Derrick Henry train in week 2. Okay, so our 3 under the radar plays of the week are going to go to Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk, and Derrick Henry. I'm your girl, Nita Rodriguez. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Make sure you're following DFS Trash Talk social media pages where you get the free plays, where you get core plays, where you can possibly get some player pools. We make sure to post it all when we can, and hopefully we're helping you win those GPPs, all right? Make sure you give us a shout out when you win. I'm your girl, again, Nita Rodriguez. Thank you for tuning in, as always, and we'll tune in to you next week. I'm out.